This looks like a controlled Hollywood stunt, but Bullitt was so real, they left mistakes still visible on screen today. In 90 seconds, I'll show you exactly where. Before 1968, car chases felt fake, actors pretending to drive while studios sped up the film. After Bullitt, everyone tried to copy this raw, visceral feeling. Almost nobody talks about what it cost to make it real. 3 decisions made this chase legendary. One mistake proves it almost went completely wrong, and by the end, you'll be able to spot the clues yourself. Quick question, real or CGI? What do you prefer in your car chases? Drop it in comments right now. At the end, I'll ask you something different. Here it is. Watch this green Volkswagen Beetle. Fans have pointed this out for decades. The same car appears at least 3 times during what's supposed to be one continuous chase through different neighborhoods. Now, count the hubcaps flying off the Charger. 4 wheels on that car. Fans count what looks like 5 hubcaps hitting pavement throughout the sequence. Different ones disappear and reappear between shots. These aren't minor editing oversights. They're the telltale signs of a production held together with tape and prayers. Now, let me show you how they got into this situation and why these so-called errors are actually the reason this chase still works 56 years later. 1967. Car chases meant actors sitting still while projected backgrounds moved behind them. Studios shot at slow speeds, then cranked up the film in post-production. Safe, controlled, cheap, and everyone in the audience knew something was wrong, even if they couldn't explain exactly what. Steve McQueen wasn't just an actor who happened to enjoy fast cars. He was a competitive racer who had entered serious motorsport events. When producer Philip D'Antoni pitched him a crime thriller called Bullitt, McQueen saw an opportunity nobody else recognized. Film a car chase the way it actually feels when you're driving one at dangerous speeds. The original script didn't even include the chase sequence. D'Antoni added it specifically because McQueen had skills no other leading actor possessed. San Francisco's mayor wanted film production in his city badly enough to offer something remarkable. According to crew accounts, they got permission to close public streets for weeks of high-speed filming. The studio executives approved without fully grasping what they'd greenlit. They weren't simply making a movie with an action sequence, they were running a high-speed experiment on public roads. Decision 1, no speed up, real time. Cinematographer William Fraker made a choice that was genuinely radical for 1968. 24 frames per second, actual theatrical projection speed, no post-production manipulation whatsoever. What you see on screen is exactly what happened in real time on those streets. That's why it feels heavier, dangerous, like something could go wrong at any second. They mounted cameras inside the muscle cars using suction cup rigging that had to be specially configured for this production. One of the first times audiences got the driver's actual perspective. The dashboard filling the frame, the windshield, the road rushing directly toward them. The camera car was built on a Corvette chassis with an upgraded engine powerful enough to keep pace with the Mustang and Charger. Camera operators literally hung off the sides, capturing footage no studio-bound production could ever achieve. Every vibration, every impact, every moment the cars left the ground. The result? You feel every impact in your chest. When those cars crest the San Francisco hills, they're not pretending to go airborne. The suspension compresses on landing. The tires genuinely leave the pavement. The camera shakes because the car is actually flying through the air and crashing back down. The price? Director Peter Yates reportedly wanted speeds between 75 and 80 miles per hour for safety. According to crew accounts, the drivers regularly hit over 100, sometimes closer to 110. Nobody told them to slow down. Real speed creates real chaos, and they were about to learn that. Decision 2. Let McQueen drive. Watch the beginning of the high-speed section carefully. Bill Hickman, the stunt driver playing one of the hitmen in the black Dodge Charger, does something no movie villain had ever done on camera before. He buckles up on camera. Not acting. Bracing. This was years before California required seatbelt use. That moment wasn't scripted. It was pure professional instinct from a driver who understood exactly what was about to happen. Hickman knew. The production used 4 vehicles total, 2 Highland Green Mustangs and 2 black Chargers. Racing mechanic Max Balkowski spent weeks reinforcing them to survive punishment no stock Detroit vehicle could handle. Upgraded suspension components, modified engines, heavy-duty cooling systems. Before filming any public street footage, McQueen and Hickman practiced at Cotati Raceway, north of San Francisco. According to reports, they pushed the cars past 100 miles per hour while driving mere feet apart, learning each other's timing. Then they moved to real streets, and the real problem started. According to multiple accounts from people on set, McQueen lost control of the Mustang during filming and hit a parked car. His wife Nellie was watching that day. She reportedly begged director Peter Yates to use professional stunt doubles for the remaining dangerous shots. The next morning, McQueen showed up ready to drive and found stuntman Bud Eakins already sitting in the Mustang, wearing McQueen's signature jacket and blue turtleneck. McQueen was furious. He physically removed Eakins from the driver's seat and climbed back in himself. Had you heard about McQueen's reported crash before? Or that he fought to keep driving? Let me know below. But the biggest proof the shoot was spiraling out of control, it's still visible in the final edit. Decision 3. Cut it together anyway. Editor Frank P. Keller faced what seemed like an impossible task. He had 3 weeks of raw footage shot from multiple cameras at scattered locations across San Francisco. Multiple near disasters, at least one reported crash. Cars that kept breaking down and getting repaired overnight. Somehow, he had to make all of this feel like one continuous high-speed pursuit through coherent geography, while hiding every visible mistake, while making it feel authentic instead of manufactured. His solution became the template that countless action films still copy today. Tight, rapid intercutting between vehicles to build tension, using the actual recorded sound of engines and screeching tires instead of composed music, letting silence build before explosions of vehicular violence. Composer Lalo Schifrin had written a full orchestral score for the chase sequence. He watched Keller's assembled edit and made a radical counter-suggestion. Use nothing. Just engine noise, tire screech, the mechanical violence of metal at speed. Let the machines make the music. That single decision was copied by countless action films that followed. The French Connection 3 years later. Ronin decades after that. The entire Bourne franchise, Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight sequences, they're all built on this foundation. The result? A chase that feels raw and visceral in a way CGI still can't replicate. The problem? Even Keller's brilliant editing couldn't hide everything that went wrong. Let's go back to those errors I showed you, because they tell the real story. Remember that green Volkswagen Beetle? Here's why it keeps appearing. The production shot the same San Francisco hills from multiple camera angles simultaneously, then spliced together completely different takes to create the illusion of a longer, more complex chase. Taylor Street alone was reportedly filmed from 4 different camera positions to make it look like 4 separate streets in the final edit. The geography makes absolutely no logical sense if you actually know San Francisco. The cars seem to teleport across the city. But in 1968, most audiences outside the Bay Area didn't know San Francisco well enough to notice the geographic impossibilities. They just felt the speed, they felt the danger. That was enough. The hubcaps tell an even more chaotic story. 4 wheels on the Charger. Fans count what appears to be 5 hubcaps hitting pavement throughout the sequence. The same hubcaps seem to disappear and reappear between different shots. They were desperately splicing together whatever footage survived each day. Now, here's the smoking gun. Freeze this frame. Look at the fender. Damage appears suddenly in certain shots and stays visible for the rest of the sequence. According to behind-the-scenes accounts, Hickman's Charger clipped a camera rig that was mounted on a parked car during one of the high-speed passes. They couldn't afford to stop production and reshoot. They didn't have time or functioning vehicles left, so they kept that footage in the final film. And this is the paradox at the heart of why Bullitt still works. Those visible mistakes are exactly the reason the chase remains effective 56 years later. Real high-speed pursuits don't have perfect continuity. Genuine danger creates chaos nobody can fully control. Every impossible hubcap, every teleporting Beetle proves this wasn't manufactured Hollywood illusion. It was barely controlled mayhem that somehow became art. Modern CGI chase sequences can be rendered absolutely flawless, and flawless is forgettable. Within 3 years of Bullitt's release, producer Philip D'Antoni made The French Connection with the same stunt driver, Bill Hickman, creating another legendary chase through New York. Then came The 7-Ups, then Vanishing Point, The Driver, the entire car movie genre that defined 1970s cinema, was built on the foundation Bullitt established. Bill Hickman alone appeared in 3 of the most celebrated chase sequences ever committed to film. He earned that reputation by nearly getting killed on San Francisco streets first. Top directors still study Bullitt for one reason: real danger reads on screen. That's not nostalgia talking, that's physics. Audiences can physically sense when something is genuinely at risk, even if they can't consciously articulate why. In 2020, the original hero Mustang from Bullitt sold at auction for $3.4 million. A comparable 1968 Mustang in similar condition might cost $50,000 on a good day. That price difference, nearly $3.5 million, represents exactly what those 10 chaotic minutes are worth to cinema history. You can spot every mistake in Bullitt if you know where to look. The teleporting green beetle, the mathematically impossible hubcaps, body damage that appears before the crash that supposedly caused it. None of those errors diminish the sequence even slightly. Because those very flaws are proof it was real, every modern CGI chase can be rendered with pixel-perfect precision, and perfection is forgettable. So, here's my final question, different from the first. Best practical car chase ever, Bullitt or what? If you said real at the beginning, tell me which real chase tops this one. Drop your answer. Link to the full sequence is in the description. Those errors hit completely different once you understand what they mean. If you think Bullitt pushed their luck, wait until you hear about the stunt that helped push Hollywood to change its safety rules entirely. That story's coming next.